The Overprotective Mother. Once upon a time in a bustling town, there lived a loving couple, Ada and Chinedu, with their spirited 8-year-old son, Emeka. Ada was a doting mother who adored Emeka and made it her mission to shield him from every difficulty. She believed that protecting him from pain, discipline, or hardship was the ultimate expression of her love. Chinedu, on the other hand, believed in teaching Emeka the values of responsibility and respect through occasional discipline when necessary. One day, Emeka accidentally broke a vase that had been a family heirloom for generations. When Chinedu discovered it, he decided it was time to teach Emeka about accountability. He sternly asked Emeka to apologize and clean up the mess as part of learning to take responsibility for his actions. Ada, overhearing this, rushed in to intervene. "He's just a child, Chinedu," she exclaimed, pulling Emeka protectively to her side. "There's no need to be so harsh. It was an accident." Chinedu tried to explain calmly, "Ada, I'm not being harsh. He needs to understand that actions have consequences. It's an important lesson." But Ada wouldn't hear of it. "You always want to discipline him for every little thing. He's just a boy." This pattern continued. Whenever Emeka misbehaved or made mistakes, Ada would shield him from Chinedu's attempts at discipline. Over time, Emeka began to take advantage of his mother's protection. He started ignoring his father's instructions, becoming increasingly unruly. One evening, during a family dinner, Emeka spoke disrespectfully to Chinedu when asked to clear his plate. Chinedu was stunned, but before he could say anything, Ada immediately jumped in to defend Emeka. "He didn't mean it, Chinedu," she said, her voice pleading. "You're overreacting." Chinedu sighed deeply and stood up from the table. "Ada, this isn't just about Emeka anymore. It's about us. Every time I try to guide him, you undermine me. You're teaching him to disrespect me and others. I love our son, but this is not how we should raise him." Ada felt hurt and defensive, but for the first time, Chinedu's words lingered in her mind. That night, as she lay in bed, she replayed the dinner scene and began to see things from her husband's perspective. Emeka's behavior had indeed become disrespectful, and she realized that shielding him from discipline had done more harm than good. The next morning, Ada approached Chinedu as he sipped his coffee on the veranda. Her eyes were heavy with remorse. "Chinedu," she began softly, "I've been wrong. I thought I was protecting Emeka, but I see now that I've been overprotective. I didn't mean to undermine you or your role as his father. I'm sorry for causing so much tension between us." Chinedu looked at her, his expression softening. "Ada, I know you love Emeka, and so do I. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about teaching him to grow into a responsible man. We need to work together, not against each other." Ada nodded, tears streaming down her face. "You're right. I want us to be a team, for Emeka's sake and ours." From that day, Ada and Chinedu began working together as parents. They agreed on rules and consequences for Emeka, ensuring they were consistent and fair. Ada learned to step back and allow Chinedu to discipline their son when necessary, while Chinedu softened his approach, ensuring it was always constructive. Emeka, initially confused by the united front, gradually adapted. Over time, he became more respectful and responsible, knowing his parents stood as one. Their home became a place of balance, love, and understanding. Years later, as Emeka grew into a kind and disciplined young man, Ada often reflected on the turning point in their family. She was grateful for Chinedu's patience and for the lesson she had learned about parenting as a partnership. Together, they had built a strong foundation for their son, and their marriage had grown even stronger. Their story became a reminder that love sometimes means stepping back, trusting your partner, and working together for the greater good of the family. As Emeka entered his teenage years, the united parenting approach of Ada and Chinedu became even more important. Adolescence brought its challenges, peer pressure, school stress, and moments of rebellion, but Emeka knew his parents were there for him. The once overly permissive Ada and overly strict Chinedu had found a balance, becoming a team Emeka respected and admired. Whenever Emeka faced difficulties, whether it was struggling with his studies or navigating friendships, he turned to both his parents for advice. They listened, guided, and supported him, reinforcing that discipline and love could coexist harmoniously. One evening, as the family sat together after dinner, Emeka spoke up. "I just wanted to say thank you," he began, his voice earnest. "I know I've made mistakes, but you've both always been there for me. You've taught me to be better." Ada and Chinedu exchanged a proud smile. They had come a long way from their earlier disagreements and missteps. Their partnership had not only strengthened their bond as a couple but also shaped Emeka into a respectful and responsible young man. Inspired by their journey, Ada and Chinedu decided to share their experience with others in their community. They began hosting small gatherings, inviting other parents to discuss the challenges of raising children and the importance of unity in parenting. Their story resonated with many families, who found hope and guidance in their example. Ada, with her newfound understanding of balance, often spoke to mothers about the dangers of overprotectiveness. Chinedu, on the other hand, shared how he had learned to temper discipline with empathy. Together, they became a source of inspiration, showing that parenting was a journey best undertaken as a team. Years later, when Emeka graduated from university, he gave a heartfelt speech at his celebration. "Everything I am today is because of my parents," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "They taught me responsibility, respect, and the value of family. Their love for each other and for me has been my greatest blessing." Ada and Chinedu looked at each other, tears in their eyes. They had faced their challenges head-on and emerged stronger, not just as parents but as partners in life. Their journey had been a testament to the power of love, humility, and teamwork. As they watched Emeka embark on his own path, Ada and Chinedu knew they had done their best. Their family was a beacon of hope, proving that no matter the challenges, unity and love could overcome anything. As Emeka began his professional career, Ada and Chinedu found themselves in a new phase of life. With more time on their hands, they turned their focus back to each other. Over the years, the challenges of parenting had occasionally pushed their own relationship to the background. Now, they made a conscious effort to rekindle their romance and nurture their bond as a couple. They began taking long walks together, reminiscing about their journey and dreaming about their future. Ada rediscovered her love for gardening, and Chinedu joined her, turning their backyard into a flourishing sanctuary. They also started traveling, exploring places they had always talked about visiting but never had the time. Their love, which had weathered storms and grown stronger, now felt like a well-tended flame, a source of warmth and comfort that illuminated their lives. Ada and Chinedu's story became well known in their community, and young couples often sought their advice. The couple hosted workshops and seminars on family dynamics, parenting, and the importance of communication and respect in marriage. They believed their struggles and triumphs had a purpose, to help others navigate their own journeys. At one such seminar, a young mother shared her struggles with balancing her protective instincts and her husband's approach to discipline. Ada smiled knowingly and shared her own experience. "I used to think love meant shielding my son from all pain," she said. "But I realized that true love is teaching him how to face life with courage and integrity. And that teaching is most effective when done together, as a united front." Chinedu added, "Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about guidance. And guidance is most meaningful when it comes from love, not anger. When parents work as a team, their children thrive, and so does their relationship." The couple's efforts began to create a ripple effect in the community. Families became more intentional about spending time together, listening to one another, and addressing conflicts with patience and understanding. Ada and Chinedu often said their greatest reward was seeing other families grow stronger. Meanwhile, Emeka took the lessons from his parents into his own relationships. When he eventually married and started his own family, he and his wife worked hard to emulate the unity and love he had seen at home. He often called his parents for advice, knowing their wisdom came from a place of genuine experience. On Ada and Chinedu's 30th wedding anniversary, their home was filled with family and friends. Emeka gave a toast, his voice steady with emotion. "Today, we celebrate not just a marriage but a legacy," he began. My parents taught me that love isn't just about the good times, it's about weathering the storms together. They've shown us what it means to lead with humility, to learn from mistakes, and to grow stronger as a family. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. Ada and Chinedu looked at each other, their hands clasped tightly. Their journey had not been without its challenges, but every step had brought them closer, made them wiser, and strengthened their love. As they sat in the glow of the celebration, surrounded by their family and friends, Ada and Chinedu reflected on their lives. They were grateful for the challenges that had shaped them, the lessons they had learned, and the love that had sustained them. Their story became a cherished tale in their community, a testament to the power of unity, humility, and resilience. Ada and Chinedu's love was not just a bond between two people, it was a foundation that supported their family and inspired everyone around them. And as they moved forward together, they knew their greatest adventure was still to come. If you liked this video, please subscribe, share, like and comment. Thanks.